have you heard about this government shutdown? Yeah, they are shut down. I think we're in day 10 right now. And, sure, the NIH is closed so the kids can't get cancer trials. The World War II memorial is closed so veterans can't even check that out. Parks are closed. 800,000 people are furloughed.
Death benefits for servicemen killed in the line of duty, the $20,000 they get to pay for their funeral and help the family with costs.
Yeah.
Not being issued.
Not being issued, all kinds of craziness. Of course, though, Congress, they're still getting paid, even though they're the ones that got us into this, because, they really deserve that. But not only are they getting paid, their gym, Congress's exclusive gym, that's also considered essential, and it's staying open. What do they have in their gym? Well, they've got a swimming pool, basketball courts, paddleball courts, a sauna, steam room, flat screen TVs, but we should note that the towel service has been suspended. I'm not making that up. Should we expect any better from these people? They got us into this mess. They furlough all these people. All these people are getting screwed by this. It's harming the economy, but their gym is essential.
They do play paddleball, so no.
So off the bat, just because paddleball.
Just horrible people. It's like the worst sport ever.
Yeah. Is paddleball's elitist, right?
Paddleball is, I was about to say, do you use your hands? But I'm going to guess you use a paddle.
I believe it's a paddle.
A paddle, some
right
blue
there
balls.
it's right there in the title.
Little blue balls.
Blue balls.
Yeah, you're talking about a group of men who perennially have blue balls,
Yeah.
I imagine. I don't know. This is one of those stories that is so ripe. Who thinks their gym should be open, right? I mean, but it does tend to deflect from the real issues. It's just one of those stories where you just get mad at Congress all over again. But the real things you should be mad at them for is, sort of the irresponsible governing, a lack of interest in government, a hatred of government, which means, of course, if you hate government, when you shut down the thing you hate, they think it's good.
Right.
That's why, I was reading these interviews today with some Republican members of Congress. They're impervious to the criticism because they think the critics just don't get it.
Right. So every time the critics say to them, well, are you willing to give up your pay or should the gym be closed? Well, that's not what this is about. But
it is kind of.
So is this just their way of extra sticking it to us, sort of they're already sticking it to us, and it's very clear they're not doing the work of the people. They're not even doing work.
Yeah.
So it's sort of we're going to keep our gym open too because we are in charge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It might be a good thing though. Exercise is really good for your heart, and these people are just so stressed out. They might have a heart attack. So at least they're working out.
Yeah. And legislating is all about abs, right?
That's right. Yeah. Well, of course, the Vice President of the United States, the near Vice President of the United States last year was sending out pictures with his baseball cap on backwards, pumping iron, leering at the camera.
I remember that.
Although I believe he was he was doing the P90X, wasn't he?
He was.
I don't know what that means.
Haven't you seen that commercial? You get some straps. And
that's one of those.
So that you can do in the privacy of your own home. You don't even need a gym for it. That's the point.
But what we forget is these guys, especially members of the Tea Party, but some other members of Congress too, a lot of these guys live in their office because they think that they're in the people's house and they're doing the people's work and they don't want to be part of the Washington establishment. So they'll go up briefly to Washington for the least amount of time possible, save money, they always say, but it's not really saving the people's money. They're just saving their money.
Right, it's their electric bill at home.
You're not doing the people's work, you're just a cheap motherfucker, right? I think perhaps you need to realize that.
Yeah.
And so these guys stay there, so they use the gym as their shower because there are no showers in members' offices. So now, though, what that essentially means is that these guys who live in their offices are just, banging their secretaries on the people's futon,
Oh, see, I was going to say, I feel like they're all in the shower together.
It could be. It could be. That would be better.
A lot of the Republicans, because we know they like that DL kind of stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. So if we can't expect better, then we just have to, where do you think this thing's going at this point? Because if they just keep pulling all this stuff, I mean, again, I totally agree with you that it's all a distraction. The World War II memorial thing, it's a distraction from the real stuff. But with all this stuff, for some reason, this hits people harder, right? When you hear about the World War II memorial thing, or you hear about the gym being open, it's more of a visceral feeling.
Because people are out of work and they're not even giving up a perk.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
So it's bad. I would have closed it. Also, if you noticed, you read the story, the decision to close the gym was made by the Capitol architect.
Yes,
very you would imagine that this guy's work was done when the building was finished. You'd be like, hey, Larry, great dome, thanks for your work. But no, they call Larry back and he's like, keep the gym open.
Yeah.
How is it his decision? But he made it in conjunction with the Speaker's office. And they went along with it. And I'm going to guess that Speaker Boehner, he reads those stories, he sees congressional job approvals at 9%, and he's like, well, it can't go any lower.
Yeah.
I'll just keep the gym open.
Yeah, so another AP poll came out today. The Congress's approval is now at 5%.
So it can go lower.
So it can go slightly lower. Is there what other people could there be besides Congress that could be so bad at their job? Is there anyone else? If all bus drivers were this bad, we'd find another mode of transportation, wouldn't we?
I don't think so.
You think we'd still take the bus?
I think we'd still take the bus.
You're right. Nobody's taking the bus out of joy.
It's always been what's always been true is that guys they hate Congress, but they like their congressman. And so, it's always been like, Congress is the worst. It's terrible. My guy, he's good. I like him. I'd elect him again. I'd elect him 100 times. Yeah, he hates black people. He hates gays. I'm pretty sure he hates Jews. He can't say that, but I know how I feel. And so, you always send your guy back. And, of course, that just means 435 guys basically go back.
Doing a lot of nothing. Hey guys, the Rubin Report is brought to you by Coupon.com. You can get up to 75% off pet toys, chews, all kinds of treats, and more. The link is right down below. Click it and use code RR for 20% off your first purchase.